This is Good Morning Mumbai with Rishi K.
Radio 1.
Please welcome Mr. Nice Guy. You know, I've got to say this, Dabbu Ratnani. It's a huge compliment to you. Nothing against Atul Kasbekar and the other photographers, but everybody who I speak to says, Mr. Nice Guy. Is that a bit of a disadvantage sometimes?
No, it's always been good. I think it always works to my advantage.
Yeah.
So I get the most hottest pictures because I am the nicest guy in the industry.
and the actresses trust you.
You trust me totally.
And also because Manisha, the wife, is always around. Dabbu, really welcome to the show. It's so wonderful to have you
Rishi.
here.
Thanks so much.
You know, I'm just thinking the calendar has become so huge, the Dabbu Ratnani annual calendar. It happens on the 24th of December, which is your Capricornian birthday.
And Manisha's birthday.
And Manisha's birthday as well.
Yeah.
My God, two Capricornians in the house.
Yeah.
Does that get difficult sometimes?
No, it's great because so like-minded, and so we have the same interests, the same dislikes. So it's really great fun. Yeah.
But why just the birthday? Why that idea?
Initial calendars which came out, which are the 5-6 calendars that I did before I did a formal launch, were randomly sent out to the guest list. But when I did my first calendar launch, which was in 2003, which was like an actual media launch in 2003 December, so I just teamed it with my birthday because I thought it's I wasn't married that time, but I thought on 23rd night I'll bring in my birthday, invite the industry, which I had never had like a party since I had got into the industry, and I said, okay, let's launch the calendar on the same day, and it worked beautifully. So for a few years we did manage to launch on 23rd, and then some years it goes even into first week of Jan because sometimes the calendars don't get completed. Sometimes stars are traveling during Christmas and New Year's, so then we just launch it when all the guys are back in town.
And do none of your businessmen friends who are sharp and shrewd tell you, Dabbu, you got to sell this calendar and make some money,
Absolutely, absolutely.
man? So how do you stay away from that and not make it a business proposition?
Yeah, the thing is, the calendar is more of an art piece for me. I feel so every photographer must do some work for himself, not just commercially. That's one reason. And secondly, all the actors don't charge me.
Correct.
Plus all the technicians, the designers, the makeup, hair, everybody does it for the calendar to get a great picture, and also the rapport I've shared with them since the last 17 years. So I think it's not fair for me to make money on it. The day I decide to make it commercial, I'll make everybody who's working for the calendar part of the commercials. That's the only way it can become a mass product. But I think still that the creative angle, the artistic the view to it will go away when the commercials come in. Then
Dabbu Ratnani in conversation with me. This man loves his coffee, he loves his bikes, and he loves his camera. King of wishful thinking, go west, don't go anywhere. 9:06 a.m.
I don't need to fall at your feet just 'cause you cut me to the bone. And I won't miss the way that you kiss me. We will never call.
This is Good Morning Mumbai, and you're with Rishi K.
Radio 1.
In conversation with ace lensman Dabbu Ratnani. Listen, he's at Dabbu Ratnani. That's DABBOO. Okay, Ratnani. On Twitter, I'm HRISHIKAY on Twitter. If you want to SMS us here, it's one space your question, your thought on Dabbu, and your name to 53650. Okay, now you're the envy of all of us male of the species, not only because of the calendar that you shoot, but this is a lovely picture of you in your, I think it's a Yamaha Dragster, with Sushmita Sen. Talk about your passion for bikes.
Yeah, I got into it because of a friend of mine who's a fashion designer, Arjun Khanna.
Okay.
And he got interested in bikes first, and the first bike he bought was the Enfield, the Royal Enfield, and he took me all the way to New Bombay to see it, and we entered the bike showroom. But I somehow didn't fall for the Enfield at that time. But I said, why don't you do me a bike as well? So I bought a Yamaha Dragster, and he customized it for me, in terms of the bumpers, in terms of the paint job, the handlebar. Sorry. So we kind of, got into it at the same time, and he took it to another level because he owns more than 20 bikes now. But I got interested in riding, and I somehow as a child you always want to be on a bike and this and that. So I finally did it only about 7-8 years back, and now want to get into probably a Harley or shift onto the bike. Right now busy with the kids, so don't get too much time to ride, but I'm very interested and keen about riding and doing long rides out of Bombay and stuff.
So do you do like this nighttime rides in the stealth of the night, like a lot of these guys, Sanjay Dutt and Sanjay F. Gupta and all do or?
I've done a few, but like I said, now not off late, but it's great fun. I mean, even if you ride early morning, like sometimes I used to go for shoots and get my driver to get the equipment in the car, and I used to just take my bike like all the way to Mud Island and ride into South Bombay for dinner with my wife and all. But those were the early days of marriage. I think right now we've been busy with the kids, and it's a great passion. It's a way to let go, just be on your own. I've actually done a complete interview riding a bike also. So it's
imagine me with a recorder behind you on a bike and doing an interview. That's funny, man. like a print journalist.
TV interview.
Oh wow, that's
so
awesome.
There was a follow
man.
car with a camera, and I was riding. I was mic'd up and. Riding through locations in Bandra where I started my early days of photography. So it was really interesting. Yeah,
actually, that's what we're going to talk about next. With Dabu Ratnani, Ace Lensman in the studios. It's 9:21 a.m. Blondie's Atomic now. Going to come back and talk to him about his early days. He used to assist Sumit Chopra. That's right?
That's right.
Yeah. And of course, his passion for coffee and all things that have to do with the camera.
This is Good Morning Mumbai, and you're with Rishi K.
Radio 1.
Thank you so much for all your comments on Twitter. All you guys, lovely comments coming in for Dabu Ratnani. You're obviously very, very loved, and you're blessed. Amazing. We just talked about your passion for bikes.
Right.
A little birdie also tells me that you're really into your coffee. Join the boat. Me too. South Indian filter coffee really does it for me, man.
Really.
And which is why lots of times I come to the studio and I'm speaking to my associate and I'm saying, maybe I don't want to have the coffee here, but the tea. Yeah, because I'm used to great coffee. So the passion for coffees, how did that happen? Is it from an early age or something that just happened with you?
Early age, I think it was more about when I used to travel to the south on shoots and have the filter coffee. That's where I started developing the taste for the coffee, and then I started traveling abroad for a lot of photo shoots. Where I used to travel a lot for film shoots. I used to go with a 40-day schedule, 50-day schedules with movies in my early. At the start of my career, and there, I mean, you were open, mind opened up to so much more in terms of the food, in terms of the coffee, in terms of the culture. So that's where I think then I started picking up beans. I started, getting them ground and got them home and started making my coffee. Picked up a coffee machine on a flight, in fact, once, and that's where it all started. And then I started, going a lot to Dubai. Then shooting all over the world. So then I started picking up coffees from various parts of the world, trying different things, and then Mokka happened in India, and then since there's so many varieties of coffee available there, my sister got married in Jamaica, so she sends me Jamaican coffee from there. So I mean, yeah, it's the Jamaican rum, the Jamaican coffee, everything. I mean, is quite exotic. The Blue Mountain coffee. So that's how I kind of developed the taste for it, and luckily my wife also loves coffee. So then it's great to experiment with different coffees at home. I actually brew it myself. I don't and even in the studio, like lots of the actors when they come in for photo shoots, say, "Come on, let's have a Dabu coffee." So I'll do in my cabin. I have a coffee machine which I will make a special coffee for them. So sometimes it's espresso, sometimes it's Americano, sometimes it's a cappuccino. So it's great fun. I think these outlets are important. Rather, it also gives a lot of break from your routine. And one thing about photography is that it's not a routine job. Every day is different. You're meeting new people every day. You're communicating with different kinds of people. One day you're shooting actor, the second day you're shooting a campaign, the third day you're shooting a portfolio, or it could be an editorial, it could be fashion, it could be a portrait. So every day is different, and I truly love my job. I mean, I could work 30 days, even 40 days a month. You know,
Unflinching,
yes,
yeah.
and these coffees and these bike rides and all come in between of all that. So it's great fun. I think I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Yeah.
But you know, my wife tells me all of us coffee drinkers have one problem. She says, you know, you just get so wired when you don't get your coffee. So you're lethargic and you're like, it's almost psychological to say, give me that coffee.
When I'm doing my first shot in the morning, my wife knows, okay, he needs his first black coffee. It just goes hand in hand, you know. So I think it's a good vice. It's not a bad vice to have.
You know, this is a lovely conversation, all you who listen, because it's not about the stars that Dabbu Ratnani shoots, which is what most interviews are about. It's about Dabbu Ratnani, the person, his coffees, his bikes, and I'm really enjoying it. Your music now. You're a big U2 fan.
I am, yeah, I love you too. All the early albums, especially Zuropa, Aktung Baby, Joshua Tree, all those. I mean, I think the music that I relate to is basically from the 80s, because that's the growing up years, you know, where we listen to all the music, and you know, I'm very, and one thing is very important, that I play loud music when I'm shooting. So according to the mood of the shot, I keep changing my music. I have a collection of over 3,000-4,000 CDs, and I keep buying CDs when I travel. So a huge music fan. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're very blessed because even before he got on the mic, he said, I listen to you guys all the time. That's great. 94.3 Radio 1, Dabbu's Choice, U2 Desire from the Rattle and Hum album.
It's just a yellow lemon tree.
This is Good Morning Mumbai, and you're with Rishi K.
Radio 1.
Last leg of a fascinating chat with Lensman Dabbu Ratnani. Now listen, you're surrounded by 3 ladies, 2 daughters and a wife. But there's also a special someone in your life, Flash the boxer dog. Talk about him.
Wow. Flash has been with me 11 and a half years now. And it's amazing, you know, because he is... the kind of energy he has, you know, he hangs with me at the studio as well, and all my shoots and everything, and he's done pictures with all the celebrities. He's as much as a star, and you know, he's literally like spent 20 hours, 24 hours with me at shoots, and coming home, then go back to shoots, and it's amazing because it's, you know, he's also been a part of my growth of my career, and it's great fun. I think having a pet is another outlet of yours, and you know, it's unconditional love, and he's you know, even now the energy that he has is like he thinks he's a puppy. He still wants to sit in my hand. Like they don't realize how big they've grown, you know, and tries to get into the smallest of corners thinking that he's still a pup, and he's so energetic. He's so I mean, even, you know, now runs upstairs, fully athletic, and great fun to have on shoots. You know, lots of actors de-stress when they, you know, play with dogs when they come to the studio, and there are some who are also scared, so he has to be sitting in my cabin. So it's great fun. Yeah.
But Dabbu, he's well behaved because you've got a lovely pad there, your studio. So
he's
he
very
doesn't chew up the rug or anything of the sort.
Because he's been there since day one, you know, and since he's been with me when he was 2 months old, he's been coming to the studio. So he doesn't even go over a wire. I mean, when the studio, when the shoot is in progress, but he knows that when the attention is all on the actor, he'll go and sit next to the actor's feet. So you know that he'll get the attention when he goes, you know, in the background area. He knows,
smart fellow,
very smart. He knows when to get the attention and from who to get the attention at the right time.
So many years as a photographer, so well established. All the hard work has now come to fruit. But there was a time when you had to really work hard for the essentials of life. Your days as an assistant to Sumit Chopra. Talk about your average day at that point of time. How was it like? How did you travel? How did you get to and fro? The grime, the dust.
With Sumit, it was a wonderful 4 years. It was a lot of hard work. I used to literally come home to sleep for 3-4 hours because his studio was in Colaba near Strand Cinema. I was staying in Bandra, and so take a bus to the station, then take a train to Churchgate, and a bus from Churchgate to Colaba, and then, you know, that on the return. So your travel time was 3-4 hours easily, and with shooting, I mean, there's no there's no like a fixed time. You know, you can start at 6 in the morning, so you have to leave home at like 5 or 4:30, and then you wake up at 3 o'clock, and you could even pack up at 11 in the night, so you're back home by 12ish. So but I don't regret even one day, you know. I mean, when I joined Sumit, I was 16 and a half, and at 20, 21, I was a full-fledged photographer and had shot with lots of celebrities. By that time, done my first big assignment, which was a feature film. And so, those 4 years taught me a lot about photography, a lot about the business of photography, a lot of dealing with people, how you speak to models, like lots when you do photography, it's not only about just shooting, it's a lot of production that's involved, including talking to the makeup people, the stylists, arranging properties for a shoot, arranging props, arranging locations, dealing with government permission sometimes. So I learned a lot in those 4 years.
Lovely. Dabu Ratnani, has been an absolute pleasure talking to you, all you budding photographers out there. You've seen how much it takes to make it, and he still retained his sanity and his niceness. Thank you.
Thank you, Rish.
Just as he goes, your body's a wonderland. John Mayer, this is beautiful stuff. 9:50 a.m., 94.3 Radio 1.